David Lowenthal was born on the 26th of April 1923 and died on the 16th of September 2018. He was an American historian and geographer, renowned for his work on heritage. David Lowenthal was born on the 26th of April 1923 in New York City to Max Lowenthal and Eleanor Mack. He is also the brother of John Lowenthal and Betty Levin. He earned his Ph.D. in history from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Before this he graduated with a B.S. in history from Harvard University in 1944 and an M.A. in geography from the University of California, Berkeley, in 1950. Lowenthal was inducted into the U.S. Army Infantry in May 1943 and deployed in September 1944, 3 days after D-Day. He left active service with trench foot, and it was while recuperating in Somerset that his long association England, later to become his adopted country, began. In December 1944, he was reassigned to Army intelligence and embarked on a mission to count toilets in German castles to ascertain how well each might support the occupation forces. While taking part in the intelligence photographic documentation project, a never-completed mission was to survey and catalogue the whole of Western Europe's terrain and built environment. Lowenthal fell from his truck and fractured his wrist, resulted in being recalled to Washington in September 1945. Lowenthal served as a research analyst in the U.S. Department of State from 1945 to 1946. From 1952 to 1956, he was an assistant professor of history at Vassar College. From 1956 to 1970 at the University of the West Indies, he was history lecturer, research associate, and a consultant to the vice-chancellor. From 1958 to 1972, he was also a research associate at the American Geographical Society. Between 1961 and 1972 he worked at the Institute of Race Relations in London. He was a professor of geography at University College, London from 1972 to 1985 and has been an emeritus professor there since 1986. Lowenthal died London on the 15th of September 2018, having celebrated his 95th birthday with friends earlier in the year, in both London and San Francisco. Lowenthal is a specialist in the 19th century North American philologist, geographer and environmentalist George Perkins Marsh, whose work laid the foundations of the environmental conservation movement in the United States. He has advised international heritage agencies and institutions, including UNESCO, the International Council on Monuments and Sites, the International Council of Museums, ICCROM, the Getty Conservation Institute, the World Monuments Fund, the Council of Europe, Europa Nostra, English Heritage, the U.S. National Trust for Historic Preservation, the National Trust of Australia, and the Norwegian Directorate for Cultural Heritage. His historical analysis of the ever-changing role of the past in shaping our lives, The Past is a Foreign Country, 1985, is widely considered to be a classic text. A new book, The Past is a Foreign Country, Revisited, came out in 2015, for which he was honored with a British Academy Medal in the same year. Other key texts of his in the field of historical geography include The Heritage Crusade and the Spoils of History, 1996, George Perkins Marsh, Prophet of Conservation, 2000, and Passage du Temps sur le Passage, 2008. Landscape photographs taken by Lowenthal in the 1950s were included in a French exhibition at Le Pavillon Populaire in Montpellier, France, from 8 February to 16 April 2017 and accompanying book notes sur l'Asphalte, un Amérique mobile et précaire, 1950 to 1990. Lowenthal was also active in the Sark community, first visiting the island in the 1990s. He returned several times since 2010 while becoming involved in the Sark community's battle against takeover of the island by the Berkeley twins. He died at 95 years old.